Hello students, this is Sanjay Kumar, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Applications, Babu Banarsi Das University, Lucknow. My today's subject is .NET Framework and C#. The code of this subject is BCA2501 and the topic is ADO.NET Basics, and this is reside in 4th module. So let us start with ADO.NET Basics. So under the .NET framework, data access is handled by a set of classes called ADO.NET, which are essentially an augmentation of existing ActiveX data objects. This lecture provides the overview of ADO.NET. In this lecture, I discuss the various database technologies provided by Microsoft. So among the many things that are changing with the .NET in data access under the .NET framework, data access is handled with the some set of classes that are called ADO.NET. At the same time, there are some big changes both internally and on the surface. The most obvious internal changes in the ADO.NET is internally based on XML. Externally, the biggest surprise is there is no record set. The this lecture provides the overview of ADO.NET. Now, what are the database technologies previously available before the ADO.NET? So first one is DAO. DAO is also called data access object. So this is the first oldest technology of Microsoft. Actually, DAO works based on Jet engine or DB engine. It is efficient in accessing desktop database, local database like MS Access, FoxPro and Excel, because it is old. This is old technologies, so it can be used. At that time present the database, that is MS Access, FoxPro and Excel, desktop database. Second one is it is not efficient in accessing remote database like SQL Server and Oracle. So we cannot access with the help of DAO the SQL Server and Oracle because these are remote databases. Now the second one is RDO, remote data objects. This is also a old technology of Microsoft data access. Actually, this RDO works based on ODBC, Open Database Connectivity. It is efficient in accessing remote database that DAO cannot access the remote database. RDO can access the remote database, but it cannot access the database that don't support ODBC. If any database that is not supported by ODBC, so RDO cannot access that database. So this is the shortcoming of RDO. So we are going to access another going to create another technology, that is DAO, Active Data Object. Active Data Object is another technology developed by Microsoft. This works based on OLEDB, or Object Linking and Embedding Database. It can access almost any database, that may be a desktop database or remote database, and that may support ODBC or may not support ODBC. So ADO can access both remote database and as well as ODBC database, but it is also sufficient that DAO and RDO it is efficient than DAO and RDO But it does not support pure architecture. It does not support XML. So these are some shortcomings of ADO. That's why the these shortcomings are removed in next technology, that is ADO.NET. ADO.NET overcomes the drawbacks of ADO in .NET. Microsoft provide ADO.NET. So same as ADO, it can access almost any database, that may be a desktop database or remote database, and that may support ODBC and other databases. Now the next advantage is that this ADO.NET supports pure disconnected architecture, and XML based database can be accessed with the help of ADO.NET. Before it, ADO cannot provide the pure disconnected architecture. Now moving on to next slides, what is the ADO.NET? ADO.NET is a multiplied version of Microsoft ADO that can be finished or provided database operations in a managed environment. It is an object-oriented data access technology from Microsoft. ADO.NET is a language natural object managed, that is the keystone of Microsoft regularly occurring data get entry to strategy, and ADO.NET is constructed for disconnected architecture. So ADO.NET is an improved version of Microsoft ADO that can be executed to perform database operations in a managed environment. It is an object-oriented data access technology from Microsoft. It comprises of collection of classes and namespaces that you can use to perform database operations in both disconnected and connected model. ADO is a language natural object model that is keystone of Microsoft's universal data access strategy, and ADO.NET is built for distributed mechanism, distributed architecture. ADO.NET is the integral part of .NET compact framework, provided access to relational data, XML, document, and application data. ADO.NET supports variety of development needs. You can create database client application and middle tier business objects used by applications, tool, language, or internet browser based application. Now ADO.NET major features of ADO.NET. So the prime feature of ADO.NET is its connected data access architecture and XML integration. Here is the list of some major features of ADO.NET. First one is support for both connected and disconnected models of operation. Second one is rich object model. Third one is support for XML, and fourth one is scalable. It is scalable in nature. Now next is some differences and comparative study of ADO.NET versus ADO. So ADO is used related information, or ADO uses connected data uses, while ADO.NET uses disconnected data environment. This is the first difference of ADO and ADO.NET. Second one is ADO uses OLDB to access data and is COM based, while ADO.NET uses XML as the format for transmitting data to any to and from your database and your web application. In ADO, record set is like a single table or query result, while in ADO.NET, dataset can contain multiple tables from any data source. In ADO, it is sometimes problematic because firewall prohibited many types of requests, while in ADO.NET there is no such problem because XML is completely firewall proof. So these are some differences and comparative study of ADO.NET and ADO. Now at next slide, what is the connected architecture and disconnected data access architecture? So the ADO.NET framework supports two models: data access architecture, connected oriented, and data access architecture, and disconnected data access architecture. In connection oriented data access architecture, the application makes a connection to the data source and then interact with it through the SQL request using the same connection. The connected environment provide forward only, read only access to data in the data source and the ability to execute commands against the data source. The connected classes provide a common way to work with connected data regardless of the underlying data source. They include connection, command, data reader, transaction, parameter collection, and parameter classes. In this case, the application is stay connected to the database system even when it is not using the any database operation. So this is the figure of connected architecture and disconnected architecture. So ADO.NET solves this problem by introducing a new disconnected data access architecture. The disconnected environment allows data retrieve from the data source to the manipulated and later record sets reconcile with the data source. The disconnected classes provide a common way to work with disconnected data regardless of the underlying the data source. They include the dataset, data table, data collection, data row, constraints, data relationship, and data view classes. The dataset is the central component in ADO.NET for disconnected data access architecture. A data set is an in-memory data store that can hold multiple tables at the same time. Dataset only hold data and do not interact with a data source. One of the key characteristics of a dataset is that it has no knowledge of the underlying data source that might have been used to populate it. Finally, ADO.NET introduces the connected data adapter class to bridge the data source and disconnected class by way of connected classes. The data adapter is an abstraction of the connected classes that simplifies filling the disconnected dataset or data table class with data from the data source and updating the data source to reflect any change is made to the disconnected data. So this is the figure of connected and disconnected data architecture. Now, ADO.NET architecture. ADO.NET classes are divided into two components: data providers, which handles communication with the physical data store, and the data set. Components and communication with the data consumers such as WinForm and Windows Form. These are the consumers of data source. So ADO.NET classes are divided into two components. Each component can communicate with data consumers, that is web forms and Windows Forms. Now, what is the data set? Data set is a disconnected in memory representation of data, as we already know. So the data set is a disconnected in memory representation of data. It can consider as a local copy of relevant portion of the database. The data set is persisted in memory and the data in it be manipulated and updated independent of the database. When the use of this data set is finished, changes can be made back to the central database for updating. The data in data set can be loaded from any valid data source like Microsoft SQL Server database or Oracle database or from Microsoft Access database. Its structure is shows that the dataset can considered a somewhat simplified relational database consisting of tables and their relations. It is important to understand, however, that the dataset is always disconnected from the data source. It does not know whether the data is came from. In fact, it can contain data from multiple sources. So dataset is the most famous and known disconnected data object. It is a memory based representation of your data stored in the database. It provides developers to temporary cache to store data in memory and so work on data in a disconnected manner. Once your data is available in dataset, it can be used without ever connecting to a database. Now, what are the data table collection? Data table collection contains 0 or more data table objects, which are in turn made up of 3 collections: column, rows, and constraints. Data table column collection. What is the column collection? The data table column collection defines the columns that compose the data table. In addition to column name and data type properties, a data column's properties allow you to define such thing as whether or not it allows null, its maximum length, and even an expression that is used to calculate its value. Now next one is data table rows collection. The data table rows collection, which may be empty, contains the actual data as defined by the column collection. For each row, the data table maintains its original, current, and proposed values. Now last one is data table constraints collection. The data table constraints collection contains 0 or more constraints, just as in a relational database. Constraints are used to maintain the integrity of the data. So ADO.NET supports 2 types of constraints: foreign key constraints and unique key constraints, which which maintains the relational integrity, that is they consumes that the child row cannot be orphaned, and the unique constraints which maintains data integrity, that is they ensures that duplicate rows cannot be added into the table. In addition, the primary key property of the data table ensures entity integrity, that is it enforces the uniqueness of each row. Now data relation collection. The data relation collection contains zero or more data relations. Data relation provides a simple programmatic interface for navigating from master row in one table to related row in another table. Now next, what are the data providers? Now data providers is accountable for vendors and maintaining the connection to the database. A data provider is a set of related components that works together to provide data in an efficient and performance driven manner. ADO.NET provides data access in Microsoft.NET platform. You can use ADO.NET to access data by using the new .NET framework data providers. So some .NET data providers are for data provider for SQL Server. API prefix is ODBC. Classes are system.sql client. Data access with an ODBC interface, normally older database. Next one is data provider for OLDB. The API prefix is OLDB and the classes are system.data.oldb. This data source that exposes an OLDB database interface, that is Access or Excel. Next one, data provider for ODBC. The API prefix is Oracle and the system.data.odbc is the classes, and this data provider is basically for Oracle database. Next one is data provider for Oracle SQL. Data provider for SQL. So SQL is the API prefix, system.data.oracle client is the data classes, and for interacting with Microsoft SQL Server, this provider is used. ADO.NET is a set of classes that exposes data access services to the .NET developers. The ADO.NET classes are found in system.data.dll and are integrated with the XML classes in system.xml.dll. So data provider, there are some data provider components like connection object, command object, data reader object, data adapter object. These are some classes that are used in ADO.NET. OLDB data providers are the providers for the ADO.NET is system.data.oldb namespace, which allows you to access OLDB data source. This namespace includes classes that are used to connect the OLDB data source and execute database queries to access and manipulate data. Some of the classes included in the namespaces are described. First one is OLDB data connection. This class responsible for represents an open connection to a data source. Next one is OLDB command. Represents a SQL query to be executed against the data source. Next one is OLDB data reader. OLDB data reader class corresponds to a forward only, read only data record set. it is a highly optimized and non-buffering interface for getting the result of a query executed against the data source. Next one is OLEDB data adapter. OLEDB data adapter represents a set of data commands and a database connection that are used to fill the data set and update the data source. Next one is OLEDB parameter. It represents a parameter that is passed with an OLEDB connect command and command object. Then there is another class OLEDB error, represents the error that are generated by the data source. Now SQL providers, there are some SQL providers also. The providers for ADO.NET classes to access and manipulate data stored in SQL server is system.data.SQL client namespace. Some classes are described here. SQL connection class represents an open connection to a SQL server data source. Second one is SQL data adapter, represents a set of data commands and a database connection to populate the ADO.NET dataset object. The SQL data adapter class corresponds to the OLEDB data adapter class. Next one is SQL command class, represents SQL TSQL statement or stored procedure that SQL server will execute. The SQL command corresponds to a ADO command class. SQL parameters is another class used for passing parameters to the SQL command object. When the SQL parameter object of ADO.NET is used to pass a parameter to the SQL command object, the parameter represents a SQL statement or store procedure. When SQL parameter object is used to pass a parameter to the SQL data set command object, the parameter represents a column from a result set. SQL parameter corresponds to a ADO parameter class. And last one is SQL error. Collects information about runtime warning and error conditions that an ADO.NET application encounters. SQL error corresponds to the ADO error class. So these are some basics of ADO.NET in .NET framework. What are the previous technologies available for data connection, and what are the new technologies, that is ADO.NET contains features and shortcomings of previous technologies are removed in ADO.NET, and how ADO.NET configured, and what are the architecture, disconnected and connected both architecture provides ADO.NET. So and ADO.NET also provide all type of data access, remote data access or XML data access, everything can be possible in ADO.NET. So this is all about basics of ADO.NET in ASP.NET.